Before we begin, do make sure to check out the Second Brain course. It's in its cohort 11, and you can find all of the details in the description below. Now on with the feature. On that same sort of note of tools, Evernote. Evernote's obviously been a little bit quieter for the last couple of years. We talked about it about a year ago before last year, so about probably 2 years ago now, which has gone fast. So what are your thoughts on Evernote, and how do you think it's gonna evolve ever? Like what's your take on it?
Yeah, I think my take on this stuff is very, when it comes to knowledge management, you have to zoom out because it's one of the categories of software that you're going to use across the biggest period of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like whatever your company uses for project management, when you leave that job or change careers or whatever, you're probably going to leave that behind and use something else. But knowledge management, we're talking about years, decades, a lifetime of managing knowledge. So you have to kind of like step back and look at, this is why I spend so much time studying history, right?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting, you notice probably the OG knowledge management tool was just word processing apps. Right, there's a fascinating history of word processing going back to the 80s, where word processing revolutionized how we could manage information. You could actually write something and then move it. That was revolutionary, right?
Yeah.
And then there were cloud-based tools such as Google Docs, and then there was Microsoft OneNote, and then there was Evernote, and now there's Notion and Roam. You see, there's this constant new generations, new waves coming. But what's so fascinating is each of those generations is still around.
Yeah.
Right? You still use a word processor just for a very specific use case, which is like printed documents. You still use Google Docs. You still Microsoft OneNote. If you need an app that integrates with Microsoft Office, there's still millions of people that use OneNote.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that when a new generation comes, it's not that everything before that came before is bad and we must all change. It's more like the new generation takes on certain use cases in a specialized way, and the existing ones, they continue to evolve slowly, but they're mostly for the other use cases. So I think Evernote is at the end of its product life cycle, clearly, right?
Yeah.
It innovated, it grew, and then it matured, and now it's probably like every product ever in a years-long, slow decline. But I don't see that as a bad thing. That's just the normal product life cycle. I kind of feel like Evernote's job now is exactly what it's doing. It's just be a reliable service, fix bugs, do the basic job that it promises to do, which is write notes that can be synced across devices. That's it.
Yeah.
If it just does that, it will be a great job. And then we can use the new apps that come along for more specialized use cases. But I'm very happy with Evernote, and I don't really want it to change radically.
Yeah, you don't need it to become Rome anytime soon, or Notion. Brilliant. I like the take, and I think it's probably correct with the fact that with what they're doing, at least at the moment.